What is up, you guys? It's your girl Grace Tori, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. I have a few elephants in the room I need to address. The first being my dogs. You can see Evie, she's in the frame. If you're watching, you're probably going to see Luna at some point. They're in my room. They just really wanted to snuggle and be close to me. It's like really cold today. Usually the past few days it's been like 50 to 70. Today it's like 30 and snowing, so we're all just kind of huddled together for warmth. Secondly, I am posting this a day late. Honestly, I was just exhausted yesterday, and it was at the point where I was like saying, do I want to be on time, or do I want it to actually be a good quality episode? And I didn't want to sacrifice quality, so I decided I was going to be a day late. When you post episodes twice a week, it's just something you kind of deal with. Like, it's one of the cons of it. You're going to be burnt out sometimes. You're going to have to move your schedule around because that is such a demanding podcast schedule, and I love doing it, but it does take a lot of time. So yeah, I ended up posting a day late to give myself some rest so that I could post a better quality episode. So yeah, today I wanted to talk about things that make me happy and feel like there is magic in the world. I feel like, especially right now, we're all just really busy and really struggling, and we're all just going through it. And we're reaching our goals, we're working hard, we're busy, but when you are in that constant state of like moving and working and vibing, sometimes you can lose a little bit of the magic that you feel in the world. Like, I feel like there's a sort of energy to the earth that we like lose, and we get stuck in this motion, and then you kind of just feel like life is just like very machine vibe. I don't know. I'm not explaining this well, but I wanted to talk about certain instances that make me feel like there's still magic in the world, like it's a magical place. Because when things get hard, you have two options. You can lean into the hard, or you can fight back and put a positive spin on it. So we're putting a positive spin on it, and I'm literally just listing off things that keep me from thinking that the world has lost its magic. I would love it if you guys commented or went on Instagram and commented some things that make the world feel magical to you, make you happy, make you excited to get up every day. I want to hear all the things. So here's a list of mine and some general ones that I feel like you guys can vibe with. Before I jump in, don't forget to follow on whatever platform you're currently listening on and leave a rating and review. I would love to hear from you. The good, the bad, the ugly. I want to know all your thoughts on the podcast. So yeah, do it. This is me pressuring you. Do it. All right, let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm Grace Tori, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. So, the very first one on the list is fitting for me, your pets. Obviously, I've got two dogs in the room with me. I typically have my two bunnies with me, but they are downstairs because we are doing some spring cleaning. So, the dogs are in here right now, and here one of them is trying to get up behind me, and the other one's licking my face. We're doing well. Okay, I think everyone has found their spot. Aside from your pets, I think another one is animals. Animals just have a certain energy to them, and I've always thought that they were just magical, beautiful creatures. Like, even ones that you can't get hands-on with, like very wild animals, there's just something beautiful about them that always bring me joy and peace for the most part. So I have to include them on this list. They are so magical to me. I love them so much. The next thing is family. This is kind of back and forth, because for some people family is like this wonderful, amazing thing, and for some people that is the source of their anxiety or their trauma. So I don't want to say family and like be like you should have the most amazing family, because I know that's not the case. You can have a chosen family that makes you feel loved and happy and wonderful and all these things. So I wanted to include that it doesn't have to be your blood family, but family. Your significant other, if you have one. I feel like there's a certain love. Like, love is just such a magical thing. I just love love and the magic that comes with it. Like, sometimes I just look at Josh, like, late when we're about to go to bed, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I love you so much, more than anything probably in the entire world, aside from my animals. And, like, that is literally crazy to me, that love is such a powerful thing. So that is something that brings me so much magic. In addition to that, there's friends. Best friends, close friends, whatever. Just I don't know, for me, like, girlhood, because obviously I'm a girl, like, friendships and all things that encompass girlhood is so beautiful to me, because it's such, like, a wonderful, amazing fun thing that we are gifted. Like, friendship is such a beautiful gift that we all get to experience, and I just love the magic of it and the excitement of it and the simple joy that it brings. Next is nature. So this is a wide range. Nature is a very general thing to say, and I think I mean all kinds of nature. Like, nature from walking down your street and seeing like a bird or a flower or something like that that's very simple. There's such simplistic nature that is still beautiful. Like, just because you see nature every single day doesn't mean that it's any less beautiful than the first time you ever saw it. But then there's also the nature that comes with like seeing a state park, like going to the Grand Canyon or Yosemite, or even somewhere insane like the Sahara Desert, or somewhere like that is for someone in the US like so foreign and crazy, like the Amazon jungle. There is so much beauty and magic and wonder in nature. I've been someone who has watched Nat Geo Wild my whole life, always been like entranced by nature documentaries because, one, I love animals, two, it's just so insane to me from like a scientific level how nature works, but then also like the wonder and the magic behind it. So I could go on about nature in like state parks and animals forever because it is something I'm genuinely interested in, find so much excitement and wonder and awe in, but we'll save that for a different episode. If you want me to do an episode all about my favorite animals and all that, I will, but I'm not going to nerd out. That's not what this podcast is about. We'll talk about all the things on a more general level. Traveling, there's something about going somewhere new, especially if you go without your parents for the first time. Like, the first time I traveled without my parents for the first time, I went with my sister, was like my first big trip. We went with our school, and there's something so like magical about it. Even if you're with your family, going somewhere you've never been before, getting to experience life through a different point of view and see a different culture and be welcomed into that, or, you know, just see it, is like such a beautiful, magical thing. Traveling is something I want to do a lot more of in my 20s before we have kids and settle down and all that. Like, I have so much traveling left in me that I need to get out of my system, so we're working on that. It's definitely going to be coming in the next couple of years, pending my bank account, but hopefully. Days off. Like a Saturday after you've worked a week and you just get to sleep in and then wake up and you get to go for a drive and like go thrift shopping, get your favorite coffee, like just getting that break and the feeling of like the pressure off of you, like leaving your body. It's just like a beautiful, happy, exciting feeling. Like the feeling of coming home Friday night and knowing you have the weekend is just such like an exciting thing. Home cooked meals. Josh and I have been cooking way more in 2024, but I will tell you, the excitement of having a home-cooked meal never wears off. Like, you could have one every single night. It'll never not be exciting for me, especially after living my college days with barely eating home-cooked meals, and then, like, Josh and I, literally until recently, never ate home-cooked meals. So I went a good, like, 7 years without regularly eating home-cooked good food that's not, like, ramen. So I just love a home-cooked meal. I love everything about it. It just makes the magic to me just like is there. The love you put into it, the energy you put into it, it's just so much better and tastes so much better than like going out. I don't know what it is. It's just a vibe. When you do a sport you love, or like go for a run or take your dog for a walk, and then you have those endorphins after, like a runner's high. I personally am not a runner. I get that after I do like a cross country course on my horse, or like sometimes if Evie and I are walking, we'll just take off in a run to just do it. Like, there's nothing more freeing and there's nothing more happy and uplifting than finishing whatever sport, doing some sort of activity, and having that endorphin high, and you have like the excitement of accomplishing something. I just love it, and it makes me so happy. This one is kind of hard to explain, but when you feel aligned, like when you feel like you're doing what you're meant to be doing and you're on the right path, and you just have that intuitive feeling like everything's gonna be fine, I'm on the right path, that is magic to me. Like, it's one of those things that you can't explain, but it's there. Like, you know, without a doubt, you feel it. So it truly is magic to me, and I love it. When you find an outfit you feel gorge, stunning, love, all of those things. You get all the good vibes in. The hair's done right, the makeup's done right, you find a new outfit you love, maybe you're going out with the girls, like just that feeling after you get dressed and then you're like, ah, yes, this is the one, chef's kiss. Like, you just feel confident. You're like, yes, not a thing could go wrong. I'm the hottest person in the world. That is such a good feeling. On the flip side, the end of the night when you've had the best times with friends and you're just reminiscing on the night, like, even when you're still with them, like when sometimes my friends and I will leave the bars and then we'll walk to Cookout, which if you don't know what Cookout is, it's like a fast food restaurant, but it's usually around college campuses and it hits different after the bars. They're open until like 4, I think, or 5, and then they open again at like 7, so they have crazy hours, but we usually walk there from the bars downtown a lot of the times, and I don't know why, but when we're walking and we're just goofing around like that, I always look around and I'm just so happy and I'm so fulfilled. And I'm like, this is one of the moments I'm gonna remember when I'm old. Like, this is such a magical night. You know, like Taylor Swift, like, this night is sparkling. Like, I love it. It's one of my favorite things. Just going out with friends and feeling like you're where you're meant to be and you, like, know your friends have your back. It's just, like, such a good feeling. But also at the end of the night when you're, like, you just got home, you like are thinking back on the night and you're like, man, that was so much fun. That's such a good feeling. Just adventures. Like I mentioned us going to Cookout, but adventures in general, like we had so many when I lived with my best friend where we would just be like, let's go here. And then we would go on a little adventure. Why are you guys making so many mouth noises? My dogs are here with the mouth noises. They are freaking showing up today. Just adventures, like just going on adventures and not knowing how it's going to end, being spontaneous. There's something magical about it that I love. I want more adventures in 2024. Petition to have more adventures, guys. We need to do more adventures. Doing something that you're good at, like whether it's your talent or whether it's a hobby, something that you just feel good doing and you're like good at it and it just flows from you. Like, we love to see that. We love those. Just a good vibe. The feeling when you take your bra off at the end of the day and put on sweats. I know that sounds really niche, but like when you take your clothes off, you're not wearing anything tight anymore. Like, you just have sweats on, like the most comfy things ever. You get to put on slippers and socks. Like, I don't know. I just feel like that's one of the best feelings in the world. And then to take it a step further, the feeling when you lay down in bed or on the couch after a long day and you can like just like get comfortable, it's just like so good. Like, I just feel so grateful in that moment that I literally say, like, I am so thankful that I get to lay here right now and I'm done with whatever. I could not be happier in those moments. The way your dog or cat or pet looks at you when you wake up first thing in the morning. These two sleep in the same room as us, so Luna's usually up before us, Evie usually wakes up with us, but they both give us that look in the morning. Hello, what are we gonna do today? I love you. Hi. Like, it's just so pure and sweet, and I genuinely love it so much, and it's just so magic. Like, it makes me so happy. Finding a book you love and getting lost in it. You know when you start to read a book and then you just can't put it down and then you look up at the time and it's been 4 hours and you're 300 pages in? I love that feeling. I'm reading Crescent City right now. I finished ACOTAR. If you want me to do like a whole... I don't think I ever did an episode after I finished Silver Flames, but if you want me to do a whole episode about the whole series thus far, I will. But I'm reading Crescent City now. I'm almost done with the first book, and I'm just as obsessed. I still think ACOTAR is better so far. Don't kill me, just so far. It's more my vibe personally, but I do really enjoy Crescent City, and I have a hard time putting it down. Getting caught in the rain. I love the rain. I personally am like a rain girl. Like, I will get caught in the rain anytime, and I love like the refreshing feeling of it. I love looking around and just seeing like nature. I don't know. That sounds weird, but I genuinely love getting caught in the rain. I just feel like it's so magical. It's so calming. It's so refreshing, and it's one of my favorite things. Like, genuinely one of my favorite things in this life. Sitting in your house with the windows open on a nice day, you get like that breeze coming in, you can hear the birds. I'm so much more productive when I have my windows open and I can hear the birds and it's nice outside. Like, nature just really does energize me, and I love having my windows open. My AC bill, not so much, but I thoroughly enjoy it. laying in the grass and cloud watching. I haven't done this in a very, 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 very long time. I'd say possibly since high school. But it is one of my favorite things to do, and I hope one day we have a farm where I can do this again. Or I'm trying to buy a hammock. I'm trying to find a hammock to buy that doesn't break the bank, because I'm on a tight budget right now. But I really want to get back to just like laying down and watching the clouds. Like, it's one of my favorite things. And on the flip side, stargazing is the next thing on here. I love stargazing as well. When I was little, I used to know all the stars, all the constellations. I would just stargaze because we lived on a farm. But I haven't done it in so long because I lived downtown where there wasn't many stars, and now since we've moved, I just haven't done it. Life has really gotten in the way, and I want to get back to truly doing things that I don't have anything to gain from except happiness. Like, I don't want to do anything where I have a monetary benefit or like someone else benefits from it. Like, I used to do things simply because I enjoy them, and I want to get back to that. Horse riding. For me, that's my sport, that's my hobby, that's my passion. There's nothing that feels better than going on your horse and like running through an open field and just knowing like you and your horse are in it together. Like, they're not gonna hurt you. They've got you and you're vibing, like you are on top of the world. I've always said it's one of my favorite feelings in the entire world. It's when I feel most confident. It's when I feel my best, and genuinely like the most amazing magical feeling. The feeling after an everything shower, when you've put all your lotion on, you're laying down, you have on your favorite PJs, you've got on some fuzzy socks. You know the feeling. Like, so good. Music, not just music, but when you're playing, like your favorite song comes on, and you're like, I love this song, and then you scream the lyrics to the whole thing, and then it ends, and you're like, but then another song you love comes on, like when Spotify is just hitting all of your favorite songs at once and it's like playing all the good ones. I love that feeling. That is magic to me. I always wonder, like, how does Spotify know? Because like, even if it is AI and it's listening to you, I have 900 of my like songs. How does it know which ones I'm thinking of in that moment? Because it's not like I play them over and over. Like, I genuinely let Spotify take the reins, but sometimes it be reading my mind. There is one more on this list, and that is long drives. Gas prices have made this hard to do, but there was a time back in the day when I would go for long drives every single day. I'd listen to music, I'd call my mom, I would just drive, and there was something so peaceful about it. And seeing, like, I live in Kentucky, keep in mind, so seeing all of the horses as they walk down the field, and like I drove past them, seeing all the beautiful horse farms, seeing nature, seeing the city at night and during the day, there's just something so magical about it. So yeah, that's my whole list. I want to hear some of your things that make you feel like there's magic in the world and you're happy and you're vibing and life is so good. This has put me in such a good mood. Hopefully it puts you in a good mood as well. I'm sorry if my dogs made a bunch of noise. They are loud. What can you do? Evie's actually part husky, so she's way more loud than Luna Boy, who is standing under the camera panting right now. But if you didn't follow, what are you doing, girl? Go ahead and follow. I upload every single Wednesday and Sunday. If you're watching this on the Monday it comes out, I hope you have a great night. If you're watching this on any other day, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or night. I love you guys so, so much. Now see you in my next podcast episode. Bye, guys.